All right, new day in the shop. We're working on this Sprinter van today. We're going to be working on installing this draw-tight hitch. It's a pretty simple hitch, just bolts between the frame rails. Just got 8 bolts, 4 on each side. There's nothing on the van that we need to remove ahead of time. Maybe the spare tire. I don't think it's in the way though. We'll see when we get under there. But before I get under there, I'm going to install this trailer light bracket or trailer light plug bracket on the bottom of here first. That way I'm not having to drill holes in metal overhead. So let's get started with that. So this hitch actually gives you a spot to mount this bracket, but you can't even get lined up with the holes because of the safety chain hole here. And I don't really like how close that would be. It would actually get in the way of installing your safety chain. So I'm gonna put it over here on this. All right, we're under the van now. My SD card filled up on the GoPro, so we gotta struggle through with the phone now. But we had to remove a tow hook bracket from right there. Just this little bracket was up there like that. But you got 4 holes on this side of the frame, on either side of the spare tire back here. And the hitch goes between the 2 frame rails. Let's see if I can't get this thing. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not light. Okay, move the hitch to find the hole. Where do you need to go?
Back.
Back, towards me?
Yeah. Got it.
Okay, go get the other side quickly. Tell me which way I need to go. Back?
There.
Okay, we can let it hang off of those for now. We'll get the other bolts put in.
Can I take this one out from the side?
Yeah, take that one out. And then it needs a washer. Did we
Oh.
have one more washer? I don't see another washer in this bag. And they shorted us a washer.
Okay, got it.
Well, that one's going without a washer because they shorted us one. So just go ahead and put it in.
Okay. I got it.
Okay, now we got these 4 flat plates that go on before the lock washers do. I'm gonna hold the bolts in while you stick all 4 of those on, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go to the middle of the hitch and pick up. You don't have to be hard on it, just hold it up to where it stops. I'll go frickin' figure. It's not deep enough. Just, of course, like any engineer, they're gonna give us a frickin' bolt that's 3 inches too long. You know, you can't be smart about the whole deal. You don't have to hold it the whole time.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and force the gun in there with the 3/4 on it. I don't know if it's gonna fit. Probably end up getting stuck on the bolt.
Yeah.
I got off of there, barely. And now my wrench is stuck.
I'm not holding it anymore.
You shouldn't have to. Come on. Okay, we got all the bolts in and tight. Where are they at? Right there. All right. We were gonna wire this thing for trailer lights, but this Sprinter van is wired like a semi, and I need a converter box because the brake light is a separate circuit from the turn signal, which is different than any normal pickup or car is. So we can't complete the wiring on this today, but Levi's going to go ahead and install the plug, at least the female receptacle, and we'll just tie up the wiring, and I'll let my buddy know that we got to order more parts before we can finish this job.
Oh wait, I don't have them on.
No, you got to take that flat washer off there, buddy. Just leave the lock washer behind the head of the bolt, remember?
Oh, okay.
Did you put a flat washer on there?
No.
Got to put a flat washer on the back, bud, under the nut. Okay, before you tighten that, what do you think you should do?
Get it straight.
No, you want to get all 4 bolts in and started before you ever tighten one down. Otherwise you'll be fighting it, or you'll end up having to re-loosen that one.
Okay. Here, I'll hold the ratchet for you. Go ahead.
Hold it, I'll snug it. Alright, well that's as far as we're going to get with this today. We'll address the wiring another day after that little box comes in that we need. Thanks for your help.
Okay.
3 days later.
Alright, it's been a few days since we installed the hitch on this Sprinter van. We ordered a inverter module for the taillights because this is wired like a semi. I'll explain that here in a minute, but we're going to finish wiring the taillights on this today so that he can pull a trailer. So this is a fairly simple installation. There is no harness on this van that we can just tie right into that's already pre-wired for trailer lights. So we're gonna be tapping into the taillights. We're gonna mount this by the left tail light, and our left turn signal light, or our left turn signal wire on the left tail light will be tied into the yellow on here. The right turn signal light from the right tail light will be tied into the green. Our brown is going to be our tail lights or running lights, whatever you want to call it, and then our red is going to be the stoplight signal wire. White's just our ground, pretty simple. That'll just get grounded to the chassis. And then this black wire, this thicker, is probably a 12 gauge wire, is our power wire. That's going to be ran all the way up to battery power, positive battery power. Alright, we're going to start by removing the tail lights on this, just 3 screws on each one. They are a T25, and I believe these pop out to the left. Okay, track down screws. Magnetic bit. On the back of the taillight here is your electrical connector. You've got a couple little tabs. Try and do this so you can see. A tab right here. You push in towards the center, and then another one right here. I'm not gonna be able to do this while I'm holding the camera, so. Lost it. Okay, I'll try and give you guys a close-up on this. I didn't show figuring out which wire was the tail light wire, which is, it's going to be the far right, which is a white with black stripe, and then just to the left of that is our left turn signal, which is black with white stripe. It's not yellow stripe. I thought it was yellow. It's actually white. And then in the middle there, or the third one over from the right, is our stop light, and that is black with a red stripe. And my fat hands would not fit into this compartment here, so I actually cut out a little bit extra of this hole here, so we're able to mount this module in here on that wall. And this is a buddy's van and he doesn't care, so I don't know, I wouldn't recommend that for customers if you're doing this for a customer, unless they don't care. Okay, so I've cleaned off this exterior wall in here and the module, and just put a couple strips of VHB tape in there to stick the module to, and then our wiring will come out through this hole and down behind the bumper here. We'll have to loosen up the bumper to fish the wiring down through to our trailer plug down here on the hitch. Get this where I want it the first time. As soon as it sticks, it isn't going to go anywhere. Yeah, that's solid. I'll put some loom on these wires here and protect them from this sharp edge. There's plenty of room behind the tail light here for all this wiring to run down, and then we'll go under the bumper, but I'll probably have to trim just a little piece of this lip of the bumper just to give us a little extra room there. Okay, so that module is mounted on that exterior wall there with the ground going into the body right here just with a self tapper. The only wires we're going to need on this side is our red for our stoplight, brown for tail lights, and yellow for left turn signal. The green will go down and under and over to the other tail light, and then our black wire will go all the way up to the battery. Alright, so we got all of our wires spliced in to the taillight plug here, going into our module. This kit comes with these Scotch locks. If you are somebody that uses these, please stop.
Knock it off.
They are just going to cause you problems down the road. They cut into the shielding of the wire to make contact with the wire by sliding that little blade in. All that does is create an entry point for corrosion to start and will cause you problems down the road. I use heat shrink butt connectors on everything. I've used these for years and never had an issue with them. They create a weather tight seal when you heat shrink them. It's a better hold on the wire. So, alright, we're done with this side now. I got my wires taped up with some electrical tape. I put some loom around the hole here where everything passes through just so nothing chafes on that edge. Just put a little silicone on that loom so it doesn't pop off. Also use the padded clamp here to secure the wiring behind the tail light. Now I just need to fish everything through. I notched the bumper right here. Everything will get fished through down there. And we'll run this green wire over to our other tail light. I'm going to loosen up this bumper now so I can get everything fished through there. There's a there's T40 Torx bit or Torx screw. There, in the middle. I probably don't need to go all the way across. Probably just need to get this side loosened up enough to fish everything through. Okay, that took a little bit. I figured out it was easier to pop out this little reflective lens. It goes right here. That way I could actually reach my wires and fish them down through. And then bump over there. So I'm going to get this bumper screwed back down, and then we can finish going over to our right tail light. So we got the wiring coming through the bumper underneath the van here. Just gonna work everything over and get it all zip tied up wherever I can. Gonna come over to back of the trailer plug here. Just plugs right into the flat 4 there. This module does. This is our wiring coming from the module. So that's pretty simple. And he didn't want trailer brakes, so we're not actually going to use these wires here. We'll use the ground. We'll go ahead and ground this wire, even though it's not needed, because we do have a ground coming from our module. But if he ever does want to add trailer brakes, it'll be grounded already for that. Alright, so I've got the right tail light off now. Now I need to figure out which wire is my right turn signal. I've already got the right blinker turned on. Just need to take my test light. Should be the black with green, which is the second one from the right. I don't have my flashlight over here. And I just knocked my ground off. Ground back on. Okay, so we got, it's hard to tell, but the second one from the right is black with green. Let's see if that's the right one for our right turn signal. Yep. We need to tie our green wire coming from the module, which I've got it over to this point here. It's too short, so I've already ran an extension. This side I didn't pull the bumper loose. I just popped out this reflective lens here and fished this single wire down because I didn't have that big bulky flat 4 to fit through here. So this one was much simpler to just feed down through here, get this lens out of the way, and then you can pop it through on the back side of the bumper easily without taking any of the bumper loose. So we'll tie this green wire into our black with green stripe on the chassis harness here, and then the back end should be done. Then we just have to run our power wire all the way up to the battery. All done with this back here. Got the right tail light installed again. The green wire is all tucked in and zip tied up behind here. I'll get a view from back there once I get under there. But we are all done back here. Now I just need to run that power wire up to the front. Here's a view from the back side. Get everything zip tied up, tucked out of the way. Not a whole lot to zip tie to. There's these little tabs on the bumper that the bumper snaps into. Those seem to work pretty good. They got little holes to run the zip ties through, and there's several of them. So use those to tie up your wiring. Over here, we got nothing back here to go with for securing the wire. This power wire. So I'm going to put in a couple padded clamps just to get me up to where I can start tracing it along the chassis harness there. Okay, got it ran through the firewall, and I tied in a fusible link right out here, and just used a spade connector to go into the fuse panel inside the cab. That power wire going down the chassis, I didn't have to use any zip ties. I was able to fish it through all the existing zip ties for the chassis harness, so that made it a lot easier. I did get everything zip tied up nicely up here, out of the way. I'll show you in the cab by the fuse panel. Just coming through the firewall, right there where the light's brightest. Tucked it behind the panel here, and plugged into the fuse panel. So button this up. Now it's time to test this thing. Turn the key on. Left blinker going first. That still works. Got my little test light in there. That is left turn signal for the trailer. Turn our right turn signal on. Go ahead and do our brake at the same time too. Brake light's working. Okay, so we should have a solid light on here and the right turn signal. So left is solid for brake light and the right turn signal's blinking. We still got a right turn signal over there, so that's all good. Now we just need running lights. Should have turned this on while I was up here. Brake. And we got trailer running lights. So that module works pretty good. Wasn't too bad to install. Took, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. Not too bad. But that's it for this thing. Thanks for watching.